The album
Yes.
by Teyana Taylor. It is 23 songs, an hour and 17 minutes long. It's definitely long. Feels like it. But it's good. And it's interesting because my big takeaway from this album is the features that are on this album morphed into a sound that I didn't think that they were capable of doing per se. So it's like the first song is with Come Back to Me. Or you have intro, which is just a little prelude thing. It has a little background stuff going on.
It's kind of intense. It's basically like a live birth, a 911 call.
Yeah, but it's because I remember at the edits of straight up a 911 call. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. And then Come Back to Me is featuring Junie and Rick Ross, and it's that R&B sound that I do enjoy. I like it, but I didn't think that the features on this album, when I looked at it, just going through it, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting to see. Missy Elliott in Future, you've got Kalani, you have Quavo, what the hell? Like, what are you going to do with these features when you have a sound like that? You have Miss Lauryn Hill at the end as well. But they all contributed to the album and did enough to have their own little input in it, but not enough to detract from the songs.
The balance we really look for.
It was very, very well balanced, which surprised me. But I think to me, that shows just how good of an artist Teyana Taylor is. Because if you hone down your craft that much, you have somebody on because maybe you like their sound, you want their input, but you keep an album to be completely coherent for an hour and 17 minutes with... I mean, there's a little bit of features, but the features have very specific sounds to them. Yeah. And does it that well. It's very, very well done in that regard.
The album is kind of like half features, half not. And like a lot of pop R&B
Black
albums.
Eyed Peas 2 actually is the same thing. This one we'll review in a little bit too.
Yeah, it's really like feature heavy at the top.
Yes. And then by the middle or the end, then it goes into usually like the last song or last two songs which sometimes have features, and the rest will be just the main artist. And that's been a big trend in this year, especially in the past about 2 years, and you've seen it today in at least 2 albums. I don't remember if The Hour is that way. I know Black Eyed Peas for sure.
Yeah. These are 3 different beasts in all of them. But continuing on music-wise, unless you have anything to say about Wake Up Love specifically, I was going to go in like low-key and let's build because
I was going to say Wake Up Love it's good, but to me the first 2 songs are decent enough to get into it. Where I started to get into a little more is Low Key. I thought it was a very, very good track featuring Erykah Badu. Yeah, I have terrible names.
I'm just gonna handhold you for the rest of the episode on this.
Because I can't. Audioface viewer ones know I can't pronounce my own goddamn name because I call myself Dan for Christ's sake. So
I literally have introduced myself as Sean. It's all.
Oh yeah, I know. But I just make fun of myself. Anyways,
I am eking to talk about the singles here and the features specifically because I did not know that like R&B Quavo could be this like tasteful and doable. Good. But it's fine. It's fine.
Let's build. It's astonishing because I'm like, God damn it, it's gonna be a song Quavo. I'm like, no, I'm starting to like this album. She has a really good sound. Don't fuck it up. Goes on it and it's coherent. It's good. Even his part, I can understand what he's saying. Yeah. And it like goes well with, you can tell it's Quavo for sure, but it's enough in it to where it stays a Teyana Taylor song into into the whole theme of the album as well. And the lyrics are good too.
It's less the usual like Quavo flourishes back of here, where it's like every verse is like a backing part. Like it's the Migos, they're back all over again. It's more just like they're almost duetting or backspitting this like back and forth verse thing. Works really well. You go through the rest of one thing I will focus on is Morning with Kalani because
I did not like it.
Yeah, there's this something, I'm still not sure exactly how to put it, but there's certain R&B albums that I feel like can sometimes drone into an almost form of monotony where they're fine. It's pleasant monotony, but it just like doesn't really bring anything inspiring to me. It doesn't sound like any one song is different from the next. And in this album, the songs with features were all really good, but the songs that were kind of solo, a lot of them were like take it or leave it. And then when the album's an hour and 17, you're really wondering what could have been left.
And the Kalani feature is definitely out of all the features on this album, it's the one that is. It just falls down short to me for it because I don't know if it's something with Kalani's sound or something with it, because we had the same issue with her album earlier this year where it just I don't know. I wouldn't say it doesn't sound genuine, but it doesn't sound inspired.
Yeah, it just sort of sounds.
It drones on, and it like with her message and everything. When you listen to the lyrics, I'm like, okay, this is a very over-sexualized song in a way that it didn't need to be in that regard for what like the point of a going across was. But it's okay. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I just felt
Because
that, like,
then
Kehlani has done better work before, and this continues like a not as good as her old work streak.
Exactly, and then you have the song right after that, "Boomin'" with Missy Elliott and Future, and it's actually quite good.
Really good, yeah.
I even like Future's part in it too, which surprised me. I mean, it's a very typical Future in it, but it's good again because I wonder how much input Teyana Taylor has into her songs with her features, because it's very coherent and
producers.
because I haven't heard that many albums that have this many star fucks in it that is cohesive. But it's
Yeah,
good.
it actually works together. I was pleased by it. As we're going through it, yeah, like once you get past Boomin', you're kind of into the part of the album where
That's
it's mostly just her.
Yep.
And there's good parts of it. I think Lose Each Other is a
It's a good song.
very like high point out of it. It's R&B is a very tried and true like sort of form topic wise of what it is. It's kind of just the journey.
We've had a lot out this year already.
But I think there are good and bad. Not necessarily that good and bad, but like there are really exemplary examples of R&B touching on these topics where it feels and sounds really good and special and like its own thing, and then where it feels and sounds like, okay, this is R&B that you can kind of just put on and play in the background. It's not offensive, it's not bad per se, but it doesn't really, it's not like eye-popping or eye-catching. It's not necessarily something that bring you out. At least Teyana Taylor is really consistent, and even when it's not the most entertaining or inspired, as you say, it's not bad.
It's a good album. I do like it. I think it is very, very long for an R&B album. I don't like R&B albums to be much more than 40, 45 minutes tops, because it's a sound, as we said right there, it can get monotonous, but if it's a good monotony, I don't want it to be longer than that per se, because then after that you just kind of zone out in no regard, especially by the end of the album, and you can miss some very good points and very good tracks by the end of the album, because you just once it's so saturated within it, you can tune out, I guess, per se. But again, I give her a lot of credit for the album. I like it. I do genuinely like it. Again, I just think it's a little long.
Yeah,
too many notes.
Especially like you said at the end, "We Got Love" with Miss Lauryn Hill is a really phenomenal song.
Very
We
good
reviewed it
ending
as a
track.
single earlier this
Yes,
year.
we did.
It's really great to end it, but yeah, it should have, the middle part of this album near the end should have just been like contracted a little bit. Keep the songs, release them as an EP, but don't lose, speaking to artists, don't lose sight of the beauty of an album, which is that you're taking the essence of an idea and bring it down to one thing.
Yes.
So arbitrary scale this week is crowd sizes in response to our president's ability to get absolutely bodied by TikTokers and K-popers, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a bit. But the larger the crowd size is, the better. Bonus points if they actually show up.
Yes. This is, let's say, like a weekend NFL game.
Okay, that's
Like
pretty good.
like a solid crowd. Like, let's say a Green Bay Packers versus Denver Broncos. So like it's a solid game.
Middle of the season.
Like middle of the season, like it'll probably be sold out, but there might be like 3K people that get stranded in the snow in Green Bay and like can't go there.
Tailgaters.
Yeah, so they just end up being in the parking lot, but you still got like a very good crowd size, like 40, 50K plus.
Yeah. Most people show up. Good hot dogs.
Good hot dogs, lots of beer thrown, and
fun
America.
fun for the whole family.
Yes.